Welcome back for part 3 of the C2C Join As You Go series that I'm doing. So I completed these 3 sections, and if we look at our graph, as you can see, I did that pink section, that peach section, and then this pink section. So now we're going to work on this section. So I was originally going to use a dark turquoise, but I actually don't have enough of it. So I'm actually going to use a yellow instead of the turquoise. Should look okay. So we're going to go ahead and start that. So we are going to actually work, here is where we started, and we joined, let me see, how did we start? We joined down here for the second section, and then we joined down here for the third section. And so for this fourth section, which according to our graph goes across these 3 sections this way, we are actually going to start here and work our way like that. So we're going to join how we usually do, just in the corner. And now I personally like to wrap it around these 2 stitches. Actually, let me just zoom in so you can see what I did there. Right there on the corner. Okay, and we'll just pull our yarn through. And we will chain up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And double crochet in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. So I'll go ahead and zoom in. But you guys are pros at this by now, so you guys know what to do. And again, that last stitch is probably going to come a little bit loose, so just tighten it up. And we'll tighten that up again. And so we want to, let me just lay this flat so we can see. Just like before, we want this flat part of the square to lay flat here. And so we do that by joining with a slip stitch. And so we'll just go over that again. We're just going to go in through that stitch right there, which is just above this chain 3 space here. Or sorry, yeah, there's this chain 3 space here, and there's double crochets in that chain 3 space that you can see. So you could ideally, or essentially, go into that chain 3 space, but it's going to give you a big bump, and we'd like this project to lay as flat as possible. So I would always recommend that you go in through this stitch right there and join with a slip stitch. And as you can see, that is joined really nicely. So then we do the same thing that we did for the rest of it. We chain 3 and make a foundation row. Join with a slip stitch in that next little section here, and it might be a little bit tight. Join with a slip stitch. Sorry if you can't see that. And then we chain 3, and we'll turn our work. and 3 double crochets in that foundation space that we just made. 1, 2, 3. Join with a slip stitch to the first one from the previous row, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. And there we have the second row of the next section that we're going to do. So for the third row, we will chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to turn our work and double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Join with a slip stitch, chain up 3, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Join with a slip stitch. And I'll just zoom in. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and 3 double crochets into that chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Then we want this section here to lay flat here. So we'll join with a slip stitch. And then we need to make our foundation row for the next block. So we chain up 3, slip stitch again, chain 3. Oh, I actually didn't slip stitch into the right section. So I'll just pull that out. There we go. And chain 3. Turn our work. And then 3 double crochets into that space. 1, 2, 3. And so we will just continue. We'll slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochet here, and keep doing that across. So by now, back again, and I just want to show you how we end this section right here. So you still have to fill out this area, but the way this one joins, I think is a little bit different than what we were doing before. So I'm just going to slip stitch to join, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet into this chain space here. One, 2, and 3, and then we're gonna join. Sorry, just let me get some of these tail ends out of the way. We want to join in this corner right here. So we'll do that. Actually, let me get this yarn behind here first. Okay, so we'll yarn over and slip stitch. And so as you can see, this kind of slants down a little bit here. So what we need to do is to fill this little area, and how we do that is a chain 3. And then we're going to turn our work. And slip stitch. And as you can see, it filled that little gap in. And now we have a nice straight edge. And so you will just continue on decreasing on both sides now. And I'll just do the first block here. We're going to chain 3, 3 double crochet, and then slip stitch and continue on, and you're going to keep going until you connect here. So I will come back when we get to the last row here. So we're just finishing off this 4th section here, and we will yarn over, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and then we are at the end of this row, so we will slip stitch, chain 3, we're going to turn our work, slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochets into this chain space here. Join with a slip stitch over here, and then so it's slightly slanted, so we're going to chain 3, turn our work, and slip stitch to close off that little gap. And we will clip our yarn, pull through, tighten that up, and as you can see, we have now finished our 4th section. And so for the next section, let's just grab our pattern here. So we started here. We've completed the pink section, the peach section, the next pink section. This blue section on the pattern, which is actually our yellow section because we had to change colors, is now completed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to complete this pink, this light blue, and then this pink section.